Let me take you back 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I would have been 19 years old, and I just started working my first full-time job. It was a family business that I worked in, and I wasn't even earning that much money. I would come home, I would lie in bed for the rest of the day. The rest of the day, just lie in bed, sleep, watch films, eat junk food, fap, and then the next day would happen. Wake up, go to work, come home, lie in bed, eat junk food, and fap. And over and over and over and over again, I just did the same thing. And then maybe on Saturdays and the weekends, I'd go out with my friend, drinking, get sloppy drunk, and hope to get lucky with a girl. I never did, bro. That was my life. And that maybe is something that a lot of young lads who are watching this can relate to, where you just sort of do the same mindless things over and over again every single day, but your outcome, you always expect something to change in the end, and that is pretty much the definition of insanity. You're doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome, and you sort of feel a certain level of pain and guilt and just shame in yourself, most of all, that there's something missing within you, that you're not being the man that you want to be, that you're not living the life that you want to live. But you feel like you're just drifting through life like a leaf, where the wind is just blowing you in any direction possible and you have no control over it. 4 years ago, man, I felt like that. And I felt like that for a very, very long time. Fast forward now, and I'm more motivated than ever. Yeah, I'm not making as much money. I'm not making any money. I haven't made any money in the past 4 months, I'll be honest with you, bro. But I know where this is going, and eventually this will lead to something that will be beneficial. And I'm super motivated. Like, I'm not earning any money, and yet I'm extremely motivated to make these sort of videos over and over again. And I can say in the past 4 years that I have massively increased my testosterone and become way more masculine. And the title of this video, you know, if you're watching this wanting to know how I became more masculine overnight, there are a few things that I did that did have an effect overnight, but the most impactful things that I've done that I have implemented for these past 4 years. You know, I was going to the gym 4 years ago and I was still miserable. I was watching self-improvement content and I was still miserable. I was doing all the self-improvement things that people tell you to do, the cold approach and do all these things, and yet I was still miserable. I still had the shame in myself that my life wasn't really going anywhere. I still didn't feel like I was moving forward in any particular way. And yet I live in a situation now where 4 years ago I was earning money. Okay, I was making money, I was working, I was making money. Now I'm making absolutely zero money. I'm actually losing money, and yet I feel way more fucking masculine and more drive in a situation where I pretty much have nothing compared to 4 years ago when I had more than what I have now. And I'm going to tell you why that is. And once you realize this, your life is going to genuinely, your perspective of life is going to shift. Like, you're going to really, really understand, and it's going to open your eyes, and hopefully it does. And do you want to know what the one thing that was missing in my life 4 years ago compared to the person that I am now? It's because of my purpose. It was my purpose that I was lacking, because I did all the self-improvement things, but if I didn't know where it was leading, and I didn't really if I didn't really identify why I really wanted to do all this. If you're somebody right now who has a journal or a piece of paper, the first thing you need to do to become more of a masculine man, bro, overnight, is to find your purpose. And how do you find your purpose? Well, it's simple, but it's not that simple. You need to understand what you want to get out of life while you're here. Why do you want all these things? Why do you want to self-improve? Like, what do you want in the future? What is your purpose for being on this earth? What would make you feel happy if you had nothing and you were still doing this? Like what I'm doing right now, making YouTube videos. I'm not making any money, and normal people would just stop me. Why they wouldn't be making YouTube videos? Because they're like, well, what's the point of doing it? Because it's so difficult to make money. It's so difficult to actually get a career out of it. I have 300 subs, and yet I'm making zero money. I'm losing money, and yet I'm more motivated than ever to do this, because I know I can see in the long run that this will work out. Because my purpose for being here is to help young lads out, is to help young men who were younger than me, who never really got the advice. I see a young version of myself watching these videos because I never had this sort of advice whenever I was younger. So the younger people who are watching this video, that's sort of what I'm picturing who I'm talking to right now. And I'm picturing that if I can help a few people out in life with this genuine advice and change their life and their perspective and for the better, that's my purpose. And it goes far deeper than that. And that's what gets me out of bed in the morning. It's whenever I wake up, I'm like, right, time to get a video out. I woke up this morning and I didn't want to make this YouTube video. I just said to myself, I really couldn't be bothered. And here I am recording this in front of you right now. Because my purpose, because I'm thinking about my purpose. I know that every video and every piece of advice is just one step towards that. So if you're somebody who's watching this right now and you're lost in life, find your purpose. Yes, you're not going to find it in one day. At least you can start and you can put yourself in that direction to find it. And even that is enough. So if you have a journal, if you have a piece of paper right now, write down why you want to be here. Whenever you're lying on your deathbed and you look back at your life, what do you want to leave behind? What do you want to have? What do you want to be known for? And just go wild with it. Write as much things down as possible. The last thing I'm going to say is that made me more masculine overnight. And this is a bit of a cheap trick, but it does work. And it is, bro, don't put your phone in your pocket. The radiation and all the stuff that comes out of your phone whenever you have your phone on, even whenever it's off, if you put that shit in your pocket, bro, you reduce your testosterone. Makes you less of a man. It destroys your masculinity. Stop putting your phone in your pocket. Just put it in your hand. Hold it in your hand. If you're in bed or in your room, put it in your bedside table. If you're walking about out in public, hold it in your hand. Do not put that crap in your pocket. This will change your life. And if you want to take this seriously, you will do this, and this will change your life. Or if you don't want to take this seriously, go away. Don't waste your time looking back. We're not going that way.